Hello again, welcome back. In this video we're going to learn about intersections. Now, intersections of two sets, let's say A is any set, and we are intersecting it with B. So the symbol I drew kind of looks like the upside down of the union. And how I kind of remember intersections is that N is the intersection. I don't know, silly ways to remember it. Now, intersection actually uses the word and the cheap way to remember that intersections is meaning and, I always think of, well, when I take this little intersection, he got the A for and. There's a couple different ways you can remember them. It'll become a little bit more important in our definition, so let's go ahead and take a look. We have A intersect B is defined to be the set where X is some element in the set, such that X is an element of A, and, very different from the word or we used in unions, and X is an element in B. So, if we have a set, let's say A is defined to be the set 1, 2, 3. And let's say B is the set defined to be 2, 4, 6. You might seem a little bit familiar when we talked about unions. Now, we want to find the intersection. So let's read this by the definition. We don't even need to draw a picture yet. X is an element in A and X is an element in B. So either both have this element X or it's no good. When we look at 1, he's an element in A. So 1 is an element in A. When we look at B, 1 is not, so we draw a slash for the element symbol, not an element of B. Well, our definition says it's both of them. They have to and. So 1 is not in the union, in the intersection of A and B. So, let's see what we do have in an intersection. So 1 didn't work. How about 2? We got a 2 there and a 2 there. So 2's in here. We got a 3, but no 3, so 3's not. We got 4 and 6 in here, but we already know it's not an A, so the only element between the two is 2. Let's see this in a little bit of a picture representation. So, let's say we have the set A. There we go. And we have 1, 2, 3. And I'm just have the elements floating around in it. Here's set A. Then we have the set B. And you can already see I'm cheating. There's my 2 that they overlap in. And B, of course, has 2, 4, and 6. So there's set B. The intersection is what they share in common. And the only thing between these two is 2. So A intersect B, or we could say A and B, has the element 2 only. Now, this leaves room for some doubt. What if they didn't have anything between the two? So let's give ourselves a new example. Let's say A is the set 1, 3, 5. I'm using the first 3 odd integers. And let's say B is 2, 4, 6. Not creative, right? Sounds very similar. First 3 even numbers. Now, when I draw my little Venn diagram, I got set A here. Let me go ahead and say here's A. He's got 1, 3, and 5 floating around in him. Now B, if you notice, is 2, 4, 6. I don't have to draw an overlap here because there is no overlap. B is what we call disjoint of set A. And in case you don't understand what I'm saying, because my pronunciation is horrible, or pronunciation, disjoint is the word I said, and that's an I there. So disjoint means the two sets do not overlap, like our previous example. So when I want to find the intersection, you are discovering, well, there's nothing between these two sets right now. Now, you don't say 0 because 0 is a number, but what we do to describe this intersection is we say it's the empty set. Now, I was taught to write the empty set like this. I've noticed in some textbooks, and I'm not too sure, we'll have to double check it over a course of our math years, some people don't even write it in the set. They just write the empty. This makes me a little bit nervous because I see this symbol and I don't really see it as a set, while here I do see it as a set. I would prefer the first way, but if you write it the second way because you learned it some other, that's fine with me. I can survive. So we have the empty set, and that is what this symbol means. So let's go ahead, let me write that down so you have it verbally and physically in front of you. Empty set. And that's what happens when there's nothing between the two that they share in common. So let's just quickly recap. We have union. His symbol is the U, and he means or. We have the intersection. Let me write intersection a little bit funky. As you can see, we got the symbol hidden in there, right? Just like union, so intersection. And he means and to us. So intersection means they both must have it. Union means everybody's in. Everybody works. What's in set A? What's in set B? Yeah, take them all. We're happy. Union, I kind of think of like marriages, unions, right? Everybody's happy usually. So everybody's included. Intersections usually are where accidents occur, and that's kind of like very particular. They're only happening in this point of crossing, so that's why they can only have what they both share, which is that piece of road that they intersect at, right? So keep this in mind. If you have those two straight, you're on the right track. So until next time, as soon as I figure out how to turn this video off.